Hey, I'm Mike Degree, and welcome to Sermon in Small Bites. This is week 3 to practice in the way of Jesus. And the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about being with Jesus and becoming like Jesus. And this past Sunday, our discussion was all about doing as Jesus did. In John chapter 14, we learned that doing as Jesus did in this world will lead to us changing this world. So we said, if the world changes for Jesus by way of us imitating Jesus, we have to ask ourselves 2 questions. 1, what did Jesus do? And 2, how can we imitate him? And of course, when you read the Bible, you learn that there's so much that Jesus did. But for the sake of time, we just looked at 3 scriptures that illustrated what Jesus did in this world to change this world so that we can in turn change the world as well. And so in the first scripture, we looked at Mark chapter 1, and we learned that Jesus changed the world by caring for the sick and needy in this world. And so we realized that we may not be able to meet every single need, but we can certainly meet someone's need. We said we can do for one what we wish we could do for everyone. We can, as a start, change this world by caring for at least one needy person in this world. Then the second scripture we looked at was actually in Mark chapter 2, and we learned that Jesus changed the world by eating and drinking with those who are far from God. Jesus made those who were far from God feel like they can be close. The people that were nothing like Jesus were actually invited by Jesus. And so from Jesus' life, we learned that we can change the world by making room for the world at our dinner tables. So those 2 scriptures we looked at, but we also have another scripture that we looked at, and that is in John chapter 2. And we learned that Jesus changed the world by taking a stand against the corruption in this world. And certainly the call is to oppose what's bad by really opposing that with what's good. But we also said the first stand that we should be taking is not against the corruption we see around us, but the first stand that we should be taking is against the corruption we see inside of us. We should be willing to first address the mess inside of us as we begin to address the mess around us. We can change the world by taking a stand against the corruption in this world by first looking at what's happening in our own world inside of us. And so if you don't get anything from this talk, please just get this. We can change this world, not because we're awesome, but we can change the world because the one that we're following is awesome. So we can change the world for Jesus by first imitating Jesus. And I'm just going to recap those 3 things that we talked about just now. We can change the world by 1, caring for the sick and needy, 2, by eating and drinking with those who are far from God, and 3, taking a stand against corruption. So if you're watching, I want to encourage you to just choose one of the 3 this week that you can focus on as you practice in the way of Jesus. And if you want to catch the whole sermon, you can certainly do that. You can go to our YouTube page, or also you can just check out one of our podcasts, and you can certainly listen to more about what was said from this past Sunday. Thank you so much for listening, and have an awesome day.